Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Mindful Monday. It's a beautiful, bright, sunny spring day. Yay. So let's be a little lighthearted today in our practice. I saw right before I came down, I saw that it's the 70th anniversary of Lucille Ball, her show or her retirement, or what could it be? I don't know. 70th anniversary, though, of celebrating Lucille Ball, 1921. Maybe the show started? No. Maybe she was born? No. No. I take all that back. It's the 70th anniversary somebody's celebrating. So that's a good excuse to keep things light. So as we're practicing, you know, if there is a shape that is difficult, or just your body is not wanting to move into it, please approach it with a light heart and make modifications as your body wants you to, because, you know, not every shape is good for us on different days. And so just make those modifications for yourself as we move through our flow. So we'll start, as we do, in a bit of a centering practice. So I always like to have a little something underneath my hips. So if you have a block or a blanket or a towel, just prop yourself up. Sit up nice and tall. Immediately, as we brighten our posture, we can notice a little bit of lightness of being. So just notice that. Take your shoulders and roll them up to your ears and consciously allow them to draw down. Make some space between the ears and the shoulders. And then tuck your chin, sit up nice and tall, and maybe close your eyes. Allow your hands to rest wherever they're comfortable. Maybe swallow in your throat. Just relax that throat center. Just let a little smile curve on your lips. Notice how that makes little subtle changes. And begin to tune in to the external surroundings in your space. Notice the sounds. Notice the temperature of the air. And if your eyes are closed, notice the light filtering through your eyelids. Begin to tune into your body, noticing the parts that are making contact with the ground beneath you. Notice your heartbeat. And become aware of your natural breath. As you're ready, soften your belly. And through your nostrils, invite a deeper breath. Breathing in, filling up belly, ribs, and lungs. And then allowing the air to release through the nostrils just as slowly as you invited it in. And take another breath together, filling up. And then lightly releasing, letting it go. Just paying attention to each breath. As it comes in and as it releases from the body. And a couple more. Awesome. So making a conscious effort to keep the breath as smooth and steady as we move. Let's begin to add some movement to the breath. So eyes open or closed. Inhale as you lift your nose toward the ceiling. And then exhale your chin down to your chest. Nice. Inhale, lifting. And exhale, lowering. Just a simple movement, stretching the front of the throat and the back of the neck, moving with the breath, synchronizing. Good. And this next time when the chin comes down to the chest, take a moment there, pause. And then as you're ready, take your nose over to your right shoulder and draw some circles right in front of you. Again, eyes can stay closed, or maybe you want to blink them open. And keeping the breath smooth and steady. Just checking in, maybe making your circles a little bit bigger. And then this next time the chin arrives down at the chest, let's take it in the opposite direction. Good. Just a few slow circles, working out the kinks this morning. Nice. Awesome. Come back to center. Bring your chin to parallel and blink open your eyes. Whoa, it's bright. Nice. And then take your hands to your knees. Let's take a few more shoulder rolls. And then we'll do some seated cat-cows. Just get those shoulders nice and warmed up. And then sitting up nice and tall, let's draw the shoulders forward. Draw your belly into your spine. And then on your inhale, shine. Take your gaze back up. And on your exhale, round. Good. Moving with the breath again. Keeping it light. If something doesn't feel good, if your knees are bothering you in this position, coming to a different shape that works for you. Nice. And we'll take one more shiny people, and then round again, and come back up to seated. Let's take our, switch the cross of our legs. So our hips get equal time here. And then take your right arm, sweep it up, look up, and then take your left hand to the floor, take a side bend over to your left. Look under your right arm, find some length in the right side body. Take a big deep breath and then release your right hand down to the floor. Inhale your left arm, look left and lean right. Good. Let's move a little bit more, just flowing. Moving with the breath, inhaling up, leaning and exhaling down. Good. I kind of want to watch some I Love Lucy shows later. Come on, she had the best facial expressions, right? All right, let's take one more to the left. Good. And then because we can, let's take some circles, just moving our body in one direction, any direction that feels good. There's probably just a choice of two, so left or right. Go the other way. Warm up those hips. Awesome. And then release your legs. Just place your feet on the floor in front of you. Give your ankles a little massage. Admire your pedicure. And then take your hands behind you, place your palms on the floor, fingers facing toward you, and let's lift up into a tabletop, stretching, gazing up, maybe gazing back, checking in with the shoulders. Good. And then as you're ready, lower your hips down. We'll come up to our knees. Let's come to tabletop. Find something to pad your knees is always nice, smoothing out the wrinkles. Hands come under the shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide. You guys know the drill. A little Sophie shake it out. And then we'll drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Inhale. Exhale, rounding forward, drawing the belly into the spine, pressing the mat away. Inhale, coming into that cow pose, and exhale into your cat. Good. Let's take a couple more. Moving the spine forward and back. Working out the kinks. Good. And after this next Halloween cat shape, press your belly into your spine, round, and then come back to center. And take your left leg, extend it long. And flex and point a couple of times, maybe rotate that ankle. And then take your left leg across your body toward the right. And then take a gaze back towards your leg. Let's see if you can stretch a little bit on that left side. See if you can maybe see the toes. Good. And then inhale back up. Maybe take a couple more circles. Good. As you exhale, take your leg across the body again and take a little gaze back, a little gander back, and then inhale it back up. Maybe take a few more of those ankle circles. And then when you're ready, let's take the third one. Good. And inhale back up, take your knee down. Sophie, shake it out. Good. Let's take that right leg back. Circle it out. Point and flex. And then point it, take it across the body. Plant those toes and then take a gaze over towards your left, stretching the right side body. Inhale back up, circle it out. Keeping a nice neutral neck. Let's take it over again on your exhale. Take a gaze. Inhale back up. Nice. And then take it across. Last little gander. Good. Inhale, back up, and exhale. Take your knees wide. Let's take our first child's pose. Now, this may be a slow descent back into child's pose. If it's your first one today, it's my first. So take your time to get into the shape. And again, no pressure. This is not for you, then we'll make our way to downward facing dog next. You can jump on ahead of us. But if you're enjoying this child's pose, extend your arms, reach those fingertips forward, and draw your shoulders back and down. Good. And you might release your arms to the floor and just soften a little bit more. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Breathing in, filling up. And breathing out, just letting go, letting your hips even soften more towards your heels. Good. 1 more breath in. And a long, slow exhalation. And then we'll come on up on our next inhale. Place your hands just a little bit ahead of you. Tuck those toes. Get a nice stretch of your feet. And then lift your hips high. Come into that inverted V shape. Your first downward facing dog. So good morning hamstrings. Good morning calves. Remember that song in elementary school? Walk your dog. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, and how do you do? Press your heels back toward the floor. Find some stillness. Good. Nice big breath. Big full exhale, maybe through the mouth this time. Let it go. Good. Inhale, come up on your toes. Stretch those toes even more. Look forward and take a slow walk to the front of your mat. And bring your feet about hip width. And let your arms just dangle. Bend your knees as much as you need to support your lower back. And if you like, draw your hands to your elbows, and we'll hang here in ragdoll for just a bit. Releasing the shoulders and the back of the neck. Shaking the head, yes and no. Good, big breath in. Long breath out. Let's take one more. Maybe straighten your legs a little bit more. And let that breath go. On your next inhalation, we'll come up into Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Make that half table. And then on your exhale, release your hands to the floor. On your inhale, look at your knees, your fabulous knees. Bend them a little bit. Press your feet into the floor and root to rise. Inhale, reach up. Look up, sending your fingertips up to the sky. Good, getting long. Lift and spread your toes, and then press your toes into the mat beneath you and create some energy in your legs. Take a big breath in, take a hold of your left wrist and lean over to the right. Get a side stretch. Notice how this feels in your body. Lighten up if needed. But if you're feeling really good, maybe take a little more of a C shape with your body, pressing both feet into the mat. Getting that stretch. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, coming back up to center and just reverse. Go to the opposite side, so reach for the other wrist. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Taking that shape, making that C shape, that banana shape with your body. Getting that side stretch that you need this morning. It's going to be a beautiful day here. Let's get it. Here we go. Reaching up, looking up. And then on your exhalation, fold forward. Find your forward fold. Take it as slow as you need to. Inhale, come to your halfway lift. And then exhale, take your hands to the floor. We'll step the right leg all the way back. And then we'll step the left leg all the way back. And then we'll slowly lower our knees to the floor, release the tops of the feet to the floor, and then slowly, mindfully, come on down. Let your forehead just take a little rest on the floor as you bring your hands to each shoulder, on the outsides of each shoulder, and then draw your shoulder blades toward one another. And press yourself up to your first baby cobra. Good. Nice big breath in. And a slow breath out as you lower your forehead back down to the floor. Keep your hands where they are, fingers spread nice and wide, tops of the feet on the floor. Let's lift up again, using the strength of your arms, shining, smiling. And then exhale, lower back down. Good job. Third time's the charm. Let's lift up again, coming up through tabletop, tucking your toes, lifting your hips, downward facing dog. Here we are, number 2. Good. Walk it out if it feels good. Press those heels back toward the floor, lift your hips. Take a nice big breath in, come up on your toes, and on your exhalation, walk forward, forward fold. Take your forward fold of choice. We'll be here a little less long, for a little less time than we were last time. Inhale, come to your halfway lift. Draw your shoulders back and away from your ears, and exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reaching up, looking up. Take a hold of the one wrist and lean. Take a big breath in, and on your exhale, reach up and look up. Get really long. Take a hold of the other wrist, lean the other way. Good. Inhale, back up to center. This time, take your hands behind you, clasp them, send them down your botte and lift up. Draw your shoulders, shoulder blades together and shine your heart. Again, being light-hearted about this. Only take your back bend as far as feels good for you. When you're ready, inhale. Stand up. We'll come into our first mountain pose. Bring your feet about hip width. Actually, bring your big toes to touch. Bring your heels slightly apart. And we'll sink down coming into a chair pose. Good. Notice how that feels in your legs. Make minor adjustments as needed. Take a big breath in. And then we'll take our right arm back and our left arm forward. Take a twist. Keep your knees facing forward. Take your gaze back towards your right arm. Good. Inhale back to your chair pose, sinking down maybe a little lower. And then as you exhale, go ahead and open up toward the left. Take your gaze back toward that left arm. Knees facing forward again. Good. Inhale, rising up. My shelf's in the way. And exhale, forward fold. Straighten your legs. Come into your forward fold. Take your feet so they're facing forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, take your hands to the floor. Step your left leg all the way back. And then step your right leg all the way back. You might pass lovingly through a plank pose, engaging your arms. Then lower your knees, lower the tops of the feet, lower the whole body down. Take your hands to the outsides of the shoulders, snuggle those shoulder blades together. Come on up into your Cobra. Maybe it's a little bit higher this time. And on your exhale, lower your forehead down to the floor. Maybe Sophie, shake it out. Inhale again, we'll rise. Maybe this time you want to come up into an up dog, lifting your knees off the floor, just keeping your tops of your feet on the floor, but drawing your shoulder blades together. On your exhale, lower down. Oh, you guys, this is so good. Third time. Here we go. Rise on up through your Cobra or your up dog, and then come on over your toes. Lift your hips. Number 3, down dog. Good. Take a nice big breath in and a full breath out. Walk it out if you like. Another full breath. Release that air. Come up on your toes. And then think about it. If you want to take a little bunny hop, it is spring after all. You can bend your knees. Think about it. Look forward toward your hands and maybe hop your feet toward your hands. Again, it's only yoga, so take a walk if you're ready. Coming into your forward fold, inhale, come into your halfway lift. And on your exhale, fold again. On your inhale, root to rise, rising up, reaching up, looking up. And on your exhale, sink back, coming into your chair pose. Good. Bending your knees. Inhale, open up, look back. Twisting to the right. Good. Rising back up, avoiding anything that's in the way. Twist to the left. Good. Inhale, we'll rise up again. Find that chair pose. And this time, sink a little bit lower. Bring your heels a little bit out and your toes a little bit out. Bring your hands to your heart. Sink down and take your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. We'll take a deeper twist here. Take your gaze up toward the right. Again, lightness. If this bothers your neck, only go as far as you are ready this morning. Keeping those knees forward. Take one more breath in. And on your exhale, we'll bring our hands to heart center and twist to the left, wringing out so much good stuff for the body, wringing out all those internal organs, bringing blood flow. Good. One more breath. And then as you're ready, release, coming into your forward fold, releasing the head, neck, and shoulders, shaking it out, yes and no. And then inhale, root to rise, reaching up, looking up. Take your fingertips toward the sky, draw your belly in, lift your toes and spread them, And then press your feet into your toes into the floor. And then see if you can rise up, taking a little balance here. It's all good. Maybe you're looking forward now instead of up if you want to challenge your balance. Always the option to hold on to a chair or a bookshelf if it's right there in front of you. Good. We'll hold this, breathing slowly and easefully, always taking it lightly. Good. And then slowly lower your heels, lower your arms. Bring your hands to heart center. Just take a moment here in mountain pose. Release your hands down to the side, palms facing forward. Draw the shoulders back and close your eyes. Good. Take a moment to settle. Feel your feet firmly planted. Let a little smile curve on your lips. Yes, spring is here and we are doing yoga. Good. When you're ready, blink open your eyes. Shake it out. Let's let all that go. Let's take a little more of a flow and stretch a little bit more before we come back down to our mats. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. And exhale, take your hands to the floor. Step the right leg back. Let's take a nice long runner's lunge. Take that right hand to the inside of the left leg. Sweep the left arm up. Take a twist. Good. Now you want to flip your palm and maybe take a half bind here. Go for it. Good. Inhale, reach your arm up. And exhale, take your hand to frame the left foot. And then we'll straighten that left leg. Press the right heel back. Bring your nose towards your left knee. Good. Maybe you straighten that leg a little bit more, maybe not. Good. When you're ready, we're going to bend that left knee. We're going to come forward onto the tippy top of the right toe. Yeah, we are. And then we're going to bring our hands to our heart, and maybe you have something to hold on to, maybe not. We're going to come into warrior three. So hands to heart, lifting the right leg. If you're on carpet like I am, you're going to feel a lot of wobbliness. Press those, I'm going to move a little bit. Press those right toes toward the floor and feel free to hold on to anything that's right in front of you. Good. But if you feel like you have your balance, let's go for it. Let's breathe in this pose. Good. Take your gaze down to the floor so you're looking at something steady. And we'll hold this for 2 more breaths. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Excellent. 1 more breath in. And then as you're ready, we'll bring the right foot to meet the left and shake it out. Yeah, that's a lot of work for that left hip. Good. We'll stretch it out nicely very soon. Awesome. Coming back to the front of your mat, unless you have a bookshelf in front of you. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Good. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's all come to a half table, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, take your hands to the floor. Take your left leg back this time. Take your left hand to the inside of the right leg. Take your twist. Reaching up, looking up, twisting to the right. And then maybe flipping your palm, taking that half bind. The back of the right hand rests on the back of on the lower back, and gaze up. 1 more breath in, reach up, and then send your right hand down, frame that foot. Nice runner's lunge here. When you're ready, straighten the right leg as much as you are able and press that left heel toward the floor. Bring your nose toward your right knee. Maybe you come up to your fingertips. If you have blocks, nice place for blocks here. Breathe in. Feel free to come up halfway and then refold and breathe out. And then we're going to think about where we're going. Decide if we're going to all go there. You can always keep your toes on the floor. You can keep your hands on the floor. If you feel like you've got your stability in your warrior three. Bring your hands to heart center. Press that heel back on the left foot and just find something to gaze at on the floor. It's not moving. This is a balance challenge. And your right ankle is getting a nice opportunity to make little minor adjustments as needed. Good, maybe lift that leg a little bit more. We'll be here for one more breath. And on your exhale, bring that left foot to meet the right. Excellent. Gosh, so good. That's one of the hardest balance poses for me, warrior three. So good job. When you're ready, bring your feet nice and wide. And if you know you're not a squatter, you might want to skip this. We're going to come back down to the mat. But bring your toes out wide. Feet maybe even wider than your mat. We're going to come all the way down into a squat. Stretch those hips. Take your elbows to the insides of the legs. Again, if your knees just will not accommodate this shape, we're going to come down to our bums. So come on down and let your legs extend. We're going to come into a staff pose. But if you're enjoying this lighthearted shape, this squat, shine your heart. Lift a little bit taller and smile. Let's take one more breath in. And as you're ready, as you exhale, just take your hands back there somewhere. Extend your legs forward. And we'll come into staff pose. So hands on either side of the body. Take a gander at your feet again. Looking at our feet a lot. Draw your shoulders back and down. And when you're ready, we'll reach up. And on your exhalation, we're going to come forward, minding our lower backs. And we'll come into a nice forward fold. So all the props that you so desire are available if you have them. You can prop yourself up in some way. You can reach for your feet, reach for your pant legs, or let your arms just rest on the floor. And we'll be here for several rounds of breath. We'll give our back some time to just soften in this pose. So notice what's going on in the back of the neck. Notice the shoulders. See if you can let your breath lengthen. Close your eyes and just be here. Be present to your body. Nice full long breaths. Good. Breathing in. Letting it go. Nice. Take one more breath together. And as you're ready, slowly walk your way back up. Come up to sitting tall. We'll take that left leg and cross it over the right, placing the foot on the floor. And then give yourself a big hug. And take your left hand behind you. Sit up nice and tall as you twist over that left shoulder. Good. Squeeze the leg into your belly. And use your breath to let you twist. On your inhale, lift. The crown of the head reaches toward the sky. Even the right toes are reaching toward the sky. And on your exhale, take your twist a little bit deeper. If you're ready, that gaze comes over the left shoulder. Good. A couple more breaths here. More ringing out. Detoxifying. And if you like, you can always take this arm over outside of the left leg if you want a deeper twist. Good. Let's take one more breath together. And on your exhalation, slowly unwind. Good. Release that left leg long, and we'll take the right leg across. Set yourself up, give yourself a hug, take your right hand behind you, prop yourself up, and take your twist. Good. Take it as deep as you are ready. So that right hip, you start to notice it. Good. We're twisting from the left rib cage. On this next inhale, lift a little brighter. And on your exhale, take your twist. That neck gets a little stretch. No extra charge. Good. Excellent work. We'll take one more breath here. And on your exhalation, just slowly unwind. Oh, baby, let it go. Okay. Bring your feet together. And we'll come into Baddha Konasana. We'll stretch the inner thighs. So I'm going to draw my heels in closer. But you might want to think about having your feet a little bit farther out. So there are little adjustments you can make as a mindful yogi. Please do. Accommodate your body. Be kind to yourself. Again, you can use your props. You might have a block that you want to prop up under your legs. And let's take a few breaths together here as we settle into this cobbler's pose. Breathe in, shine your heart, and exhale, round forward. And just let it all go. Let the lower back, the back of the neck, and those inner thighs just soften here with your breath. Coming back to some mindful breathing. Good. So while we're here, I'll tell you about this YouTube video I found this weekend. Nonny Bonita, she's 107 years old, and this year was her second pandemic. So she was around for the Spanish flu back in the, early 1900s. What is it? 1920, 1919. And speaking of lighthearted, this video is hilarious. So she celebrated her 102nd birthday, and as she was blowing out the candles on her cake, her dentures projectiled out into the room, and her laughter, she took herself so lightly. She just laughed so hard, and the video, you can't not laugh as you watch her just laugh at herself. So Nonny Bonita, 107 she is now this year. And she has so much wisdom to share, but I think the best thing about Nonny is that she is just so lighthearted. So I highly recommend that video if you want to just feel good. In her life, she's been through a lot, as you can imagine, being 107. But she keeps, I think, part of her success in life is due to her lightheartedness. So, go Nonny. Which reminds me of a musical theater song. Let's see if you guys can get this one. Hey Nonny, Nonny, is it you? Oh, that's an obscure musical. So if you get this, we'll see who gets it at the end. Hey Nonny, Nonny, is it you or you or you or you or you? Good, we'll take one more breath. And as you exhale, slowly come out of this pose. Take your hands lovingly to the outsides of your legs and draw them together. Remove any props. And then we'll come on down to our backs. And then we get to take our favorite shape, hugging our knees into our chest. Well, I'm speaking for myself. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe take some circles with your knees. And just appreciate that lower back. That does such good work for us. Take it in the opposite direction. Good. And then let's lower the left foot to the floor, so keeping the knees bent. And we'll take that right leg up and reach for the outside of the foot. We'll come into one of the most lighthearted shapes I can think of, half happy baby. Not a full happy baby, just a half. So maybe a nice little half smile comes to your lips. And you draw that right knee down towards your right shoulder, keeping the shoulders just relaxed on the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. On your next inhalation, extend that left leg long. Take the left hand to the outside of this right leg and just gently come into a simple twist, taking the right leg across, right knee to the floor, and then extend the right arm out to a T and take your gaze toward that right arm. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe close your eyes here. See if you can soften that right hip a little bit more. Good. Coming back to center, hug that right knee into your chest. And then take the right foot to the floor. And take that left leg up. Reach for the outside of the left foot with your left hand and draw that left knee toward the left shoulder. It's all about the left. Good. Draw it in. Half happy baby. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. On your next breath in, extend that right leg long. Take your right hand to the outside of this left leg. Take your twist. Simple twist. It's called simple twist, but it's not always simple. Take your gaze over to the left and just relax as much as you can. Take that right hip, soften it. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Again, swallowing in your throat, that seems to help, especially if you're having trouble turning your neck in one direction. Just see if softening the throat doesn't help a little bit. Take one more breath in. Good. And as you exhale, draw that left knee back to center and send that left leg to meet the right. Get long, reach your arms overhead, and take a full body stretch here, reaching up, pointing your toes. And then on your exhalation, we're going to stay where we are with our legs extended, with our toes pointed, and just lift one hip at a time and place your palms down on the floor underneath your hips, underneath your booty. And then take your shoulders and hug them in. So you're coming up on, lifting up the upper chest by coming up to your elbows. And then gently, if your neck permits, you're going to take the crown of your head toward the floor. And we'll come into a fish pose. So this is a big heart opener. So draw those shoulder blades in together. You can press into the mat a little bit more with your elbows. Keep your legs engaged, pointing your toes, and keep your breath nice and slow and smooth. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And on your next exhalation, we'll just slowly lower the head down. Remove your hands from underneath you so you get this extra blood flow to your wrists. So take some wrist circles here. Good. And then take your feet wide as your mat. Take your hands out away from the body. Maybe take a hold of a blanket first, cover up, or just bring it to the tops of your hips if you like, underneath your neck. And then find your Savasana, your final resting pose. Maybe take a moment to think back to all the different shapes we've made today, to that perilous balance pose, warrior 3, that we dared to try. And just give that sense of gratitude for this body. Find that gratitude and just rest with that for just a few moments. Letting go of any control of breath or body or mind. Nothing left to do here. I'll leave you with a little something from Mary Oliver. This is from her book, Devotions. I have just said something ridiculous to you, and in response, your glorious laughter. These are the days the sun is swimming back to the east, and the light on the water gleams, as never, it seems, before. I can't remember every spring. I can't remember everything. So many years. Are the morning kisses the sweetest, or the evening? Or the in-betweens? All I know is that thank you should appear somewhere. So just in case I can't find the perfect place, thank you. Thank you. As you're ready, begin to deepen your breath. Yogi's choice to stay where you are. But if you'd like to join me in a seat, begin to make your way over to one side, pausing in that fetal position, that shape of rebirth. And as you're ready, use the strength of your arms to bring you to a seat. Resuming that nice tall posture, that bright posture. Maybe letting a little smile curl on your lips as you close your eyes. And just notice your body. Notice if there's been a shift. A little more flexibility, a little more of a light heart. And when you're ready, take your arms out wide, reach up for all the goodness, and draw your palms down into Anjali Mudra, prayer pose, right at the heart. Let your chin bow to your heart. And just take a moment of gratitude for this sunny day, this springtime weather, our bodies, our minds, our spirits. Thank you again for showing up to your mat this Mindful Monday morning. Until next time, namaste. Okay, did anybody get the musical?
I typed it in the chat.
Okay, what does it say, Bridget or John?
Much ado about nothing.
Oh, good. That was a good idea. That was a good idea. It's from Once Upon a Mattress.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Obscure. I told you it was obscure, and it just came to me.